Hello and welcome back to Lands of Lore 2, Guardians of Destiny. We're going to enter the Dracoid Cemetery here. Pretty fun little animation. Interesting that that still works after all this time with there being no Dracoids left on this continent, but maybe it just speaks to their engineering. So, as we come in, there's a couple of areas that we can't really do anything with. There's this over here, which will matter to us in a little bit, but not right now. And then over here, we have the kind of true entrance. However, we would not have been able to get in here until now, since we were given the key by the Wild Ones. This will open the gate. Now, these guys are just these kind of walking corpses, which you can fight, I guess if you want to gain some experience, but so long as you don't bother them, they will not bother you. Now, this is an area that can be quite annoying for a number of different reasons, one of which is that it has the potential to just waste a lot of time. I don't need you anymore.
Mandrake root.
Take some mandrake root. We'll make use of it later. Anyway, it can just take a lot of time, particularly when you don't know where you're going. You can end up doing a lot of back and forth, which can get really annoying. It can get pretty convoluted. There's a number of things. There we go. I don't know why I wasn't letting me pick that other one up. Maybe I was too far away. There's a lot of... just a lot of back and forth and a lot of, potential ways to waste time in some large areas. But I still think it's pretty cool, and I'm going to try to show you everything and try to show you it in the most succinct way possible. So, where we are is basically, this big cemetery, and there's two places that we want to go to first, and that is this crypt, I guess, up here. And inside most of these, there's going to be various coffins that we can open up, and oftentimes there'll be things inside of them. Unfortunately, I forget which ones have which. Now, we have obviously a speaking stone. This is maybe the least interesting speaking stone in the entire game.
What? Lamplight stew again? Hey, anybody want to trade lunches?
The only potential value I can find in that is, I guess you could at least learn that you can eat the lamplight eyes. Outside of that, it's pretty meaningless, but whatever. Now, one of these, actually I think I'm in the wrong tube, so that's fine. So, we have that. It might just be, actually I think there's a ring in one of these. I forget if it's this one or the next one, but it's a ring that we do want. And obviously that globe we're going to be getting. Oh, and this one. Yeah, this is definitely something where the visuals could have used a lot of work to make it a lot less annoying to look through. This is going to be kind of the central point of what we're doing here for the next little bit. These glass globes. What we're basically going to be doing is, I think we actually do want to no, we didn't want to transform into the beast though. We wanted to transform into the lizard. Anyway, we'll ignore that for now. So these glass globes, what they're basically going to do is we're going to find stations where we can, quote unquote, charge them. And, oh, this is not the next one I wanted to go to. This is for later. Which one was it? Was it this one down here that I went right past at the beginning? No. It's this one behind me. Where am I going? I've completely lost. So yeah, we're going to charge these globes up with different colors, which really represent different spells, ultimately. And we can use them to cast spells, kind of like the scrolls here, which is nice, I guess. But more so, they are important because they allow us to,
Bazor ring.
A Bazor ring gives us protection from poison, which is very nice. We need to unload some of this junk.
Bazor ring.
We'll do it in a bit. Anyway, Bezoi ring gives us protection from poison. And we're going to use these orbs to access the different tombs. A huge percentage of which are empty except for having orbs themselves. So basically, you know, a room where you didn't need to enter, but at least they replenish your key after you go in. But instead of just giving us a key, you have to go all the way back to recharge the orb at the orb charging station, which is frustrating and can be very time consuming. Now, the best way to do it is to collect as many of these orbs as you can early on so that you have to make as few of trips as possible. Actually, that's a slight lie. The best way to do it is to know which ones you actually need to open and only do those ones. But since it's always been my style to show everything we possibly can, I'm going to try to show everything. I'm just going to do it quickly. So we now have 2 orbs, and those are the only places that we can access for now. After this, we want to, or at least the only tombs we can access for now. There's one other thing that is open. Very nice. And that is this tomb down here, which, pop inside, open these guys up. Oops, in the way apparently. I don't remember actually if there's anything in any of these. See anything there? Don't see anything there. But more important really than these coffins for... Oops, too tall. Let's crouch down, very good. More important than these coffins for this particular room, we have this staircase leading us down to, I don't know, I guess we'll call it the catacombs. I'm sure it has some name. Now, you'll notice that we can't really see very well. Oops. Unless we rain fire down with our cool sword. But there are some, fire pots here that we can activate. But we can also, which I'm not going to do too much of, we can use our lamplight eyes to see a little better. I don't want to transform right now. And that helps a little bit. Now, unfortunately, the majority of this is empty. Luckily, we don't have... Normally, you could use spark to light these, but clearly we don't have to, so we won't bother. Yes, the majority of this place is empty, as we've kind of talked about for a good bit of the exploring that you do in this game, which, as we've said before, can very much be frustrating, but also I think is cool in the sense that it speaks to just the size of this civilization and the fact that, you know, every room doesn't exist solely for you, a video game player. It exists because the civilization needed it for these massive catacombs for their entire civilization and all their priests and blah, 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 blah. Which I do think is worthwhile and adds to the overall value of the story. Now, pretty much down in this southern portion of the area, there really just isn't very much. I'm just kind of running around lighting all of these candles and really filling in the map more than anything else, I suppose. There's some skulls down here that you can click on. They're not going to do much. There's these kind of ghosts, dracoid, spirits that luckily don't require a Valiance Cube. They do cast this kind of blind spell on you. It doesn't do very much, but it does make combat more difficult and leaves us kind of in the dark more so than we otherwise would have been. But luckily it's not too bad, and we can still see at least a little bit. Otherwise it'd be very frustrating. And then it fades away relatively quickly. All right, that's good. Back where oops. We don't need to walk into the fire. So let's see, was there, yes, a little path down this way. Keep lighting these. And this particular area isn't too huge. Really, the place that we're going to next after this is the more problematic thing. Let's use some of our stupid items that we don't want. How about you? Huzzah! Should probably aim a little bit better. Ooh, a second ghost. Need to clear up some space in the inventory. And when you're playing on this kind of regular mode, these guys don't really offer that much of a challenge. Here, we can use one of those. What else can we use? Really, none of these are combat. We can definitely use these prism scrolls, because this is not that useful of a spell, so that makes us kind of a ghost ourselves. Not sure how effective that is about dealing with these guys. It gives us kind of a phantasmal nature. I don't know if that second one died or not. But either way, that was fun. We'll use that second one sometime later. Good. Now let us continue. Let you... Honestly don't know exactly what this phantasmal kind of nature does for us. I know obviously it changes Luthor's appearance. I don't know if it makes us harder for the enemies to see, harder for them to hit maybe, or if it just lets us sort of sneak past them so long as we haven't already engaged in battle with them. I truly have never bothered looking into it, partially because pretty much any time I play any game, I never use spells of that nature, because it just doesn't fit my sort of playstyle. Maybe I should, but I don't. We do like having inventory, though. Having inventory fits my playstyle very well. Take that guy out. Hopefully our blind spell wears off quickly. Is there not a? Pretty sure that is. Here, let's try sparking it. Maybe that one's broken. I don't know. Anyway, let's carry on. How about you? Are you going to work? Fair enough. I guess that one just didn't like us. There's no benefit to lighting all of these anyway. It doesn't really matter. You know what? I realize I think I did forget something right at the very beginning. Not that we couldn't do this after, but we'll do it now anyway. So right here where we first start, I believe I have the right room. Sometimes I get a little turned around since obviously this is a area where things stay pretty similar in appearance. It might be right here. Is this? Let me see. Is this a false wall? It is. Haha. Alright, so we have a little false wall there. And in here should be, yes, a couple of scrolls. No, let's not transform. And frankly, we'll probably just use these right away. And it stays appearing to still be there even after we've gone through it. But that was right here, in case you're curious. There's 2 more false walls in here that we will find. All right, now where else did we want to go? Up this way. So now we're actually going in the direction of where we want/need to go for what we're truly looking for here. Just trying to see if there's any more. There we go. Lanterns that we can light. Guide our path. This is just a dead end, right? Okay, good. Believe I saw a ghosty hanging out back here that we will take care of. Hello, friend. Right, I'm gonna use our scroll. Where'd you go? Aha. Oh, this is a summon scroll, that's right. I don't know what happens if you try and summon twice at the same time. I guess it works, cool. That's fun.
Hey, my turn.
Well, let's use another one. Obviously, this guy's, despite our necklace here that's supposed to be preventing us from having things drained from us, we're still having draining happen. Yeah, the summons just aren't very effective, unfortunately. Otherwise, they'd be a much more fun spell. At some point, I know I've mentioned this before, we'll use summon level 5, and that's way cooler. But not yet. Alright, good. So we are cleaning up most of this area so far. Still have a little bit work to do. You can light these tumbleweeds. Not that it matters much, and then kind of push them around, but it's fun. Probably make use of that later. That'll be in a video or 2 from now. Up here, anything going on? You? Alright. Haha, another friend. I do like taking all these guys out. You know, the mummy skeletons walking around, they don't really do anything to bother you, but these guys are just not nice, so we need to take them out for the safety of the whole area. And if there's one thing we care about, it is the safety of our NPCs. Especially since no one ever comes here. That's fine, though. Alright, so we just have this one little corner to take care of up here. And we're good. Okay. Now let us continue onward. Just trying to make sure I don't get too turned around. And I did anyway. Walked right into a wall. Classic. So, I believe right on our left, yes, this is ultimately where we're trying to get to. There's another globe on the ground here. This is the Spark Station. So, this will light up our glass globes with this color, and we can use it to cast the Spark spell, which we don't need to do. So we'll do all three of these. Because by far, the most rooms are yellow, though most of the yellow rooms are empty and useless, unfortunately. But that's okay. We won't judge them too harshly. Nope. Later, when we get out, we want to be the lizard up on the surface, but we're not going to do it just yet. Alright, so anything else? We've almost taken care of the whole map, just that one area down below, which is good. There actually is still more down here, unfortunately, but we will not be reaching it from this level. You'll see what I mean later. Good, okay. Around this corner. Hello, friend. You know, most of the time I know for certain, I actually don't know if these guys ever respawn or not, or if they're just kind of, you kill them and they are done for good. I'll have to figure that out sometime. Okay, so that is everywhere that we can get to for right now. So, with that fully explored and really outside of the Spark charging station, the only thing of benefit being those summon scrolls in the whatever hidden room with the secret wall, we can come back up top, and we ultimately are going to want to put little markers in for everywhere that we're done with, just so we don't have to come back to them. This one we will leave blank, and then there are two in particular that we want to go to right away. So this is the first one, I believe. So we'll open that guy up. I don't need you still. Come in here, and I actually don't remember what's in these. I think one of them, I believe, has a globe. Yes, good. Okay. Yeah, so even though these are all pretty useless, they all at least refill the globes. This one, however, has two globes, which, of course, saves us from having to make additional trips. And then the other one that we want to go to is out here. And up this way. Oh, that's right. Forgot to put our marker in. Now, this doesn't actually give us an extra globe, but what it does do is a couple of things. Go away. Let's not do it yet. So, in here, we have some cool items that we'll check out. Go away. Not in this one, though. I think when we open this one, take these guardian orbs, and then this guy comes out of this tomb over here. Well, we might as well just use our guardian orbs to take him out. So why not? They're fun to use. Not as cool as they were in Throne of Chaos, but still fun. They're just not as powerful as they were. None of the items are as powerful in this game. You know, the fireball wands were devastating to the enemies last time around. Now they're fine. Alright, so let's finish opening these guys up. One of you has an orb. I just don't remember where. Nope. Usually, even if you... Yeah, there we go. Even if you can't see it well, you can still find them ultimately. That was where that guy came out of. Actually, nothing's in there, right? No. Okay. And you. Empty. Wonderful. And you are empty. Good. Now, we're actually coming back here in just a second, but we want to use this other yellow orb, so we'll go to this one. This is one of the... There's probably two that you really want to go to, and this is one of the two of them. Now, first, we will check in here, of course, to get our orb replaced. Good. But the other thing we want to do is basically open up these kind of stones on the wall. And this might be a little bit wasteful, but probably the easiest way to do it is just to blast them all with a level 5 spark spell, which we will do. Obviously, there's a bunch of amber up here that we'll grab for now.
Oh.
That's fine, I don't need any more. But also, a speaking stone, which is fun to have. This one's a little bit more interesting than the last one. I'm not going to say much about that for now. We're going to learn more about that later. For now, though, why don't we just open up the other side? Those are the ones that are the coolest, but I believe there's still more stuff. Yeah, we got a little healing scroll. Sure, why not? All right, so now we are, as you can see, out of usable glass globes. But in here, if we click on this little chandelier guy, it opens up a trap door and drops us down into the catacombs again, but in a different area that was previously inaccessible. And there's really one primarily interesting thing down here for us. There's a couple of lesser interesting things, including 2 more false walls. But the cooler thing, and I have to remember exactly where it is. We'll kill this guy first and then keep looking. We'll use this last guardian orb, I guess. Hello. That's enough. All right. Goodbye, friend. So, under one of these skulls... Not you. I'll have to do a little searching. I apologize. No. Let's see. We're pretty close. It's in this general area. It's not under these guys. No. Maybe down here.
Oh.
It's not quite right. How about up here? Oh, I think it's that guy back there. Yes. There is a 5th orb. Just basically making it less and less necessary for you to make the additional trips down to the spark charging station. Now we have another gate right here preventing us from getting any further. But either way, let's kind of continue filling in our map here. This, I think... No, it's not you. There's somewhere else. Where is the other false wall? Let's keep searching. You can see them. It's very difficult to tell because it's so dark, but if you see this picture right here with these kind of like 3 skulls up here, that's a true wall. And then the false wall has a slightly different appearance. I'll try and show it off when we actually get to it. But now I've gotten very lost. Aha, I didn't fill a space in on the map. Granted, I'm not sure it matters, but Oh. Yeah, there we go. Now, let's keep going. Down and around. All right, so we go out through here. Yeah, this area on the map is very tightly packed, so it's even easier to get lost than it was before. Not helped by just how dark the catacombs are. But let's see. You. Nope. Nope, none of you are correct. It is right in here somewhere. I apologize. Might even pause and find it off screen, but only if I can't do it naturally. Not in here. Let's light you. Yeah, so these are all true walls. That's a true wall. That's a true wall. Where are we at? Let's zoom in a little bit. Oops. There we go. So it should be, I think, right here. Let's try and get to there. We finished up top. Yes, so we've seen everything that we need to see. Except for our mystery. This is another way down that I'll show you. This is actually that other crypt that we went in earlier. There's another kind of door there. Is it around here? Nope, that's not right. Here, hang on 1 second. All right, so I was right. I just forgot that we have to jump. So where you see this kind of skeleton hanging upside down, I'll just use the lamplight eyes again. That is your indication that that's where you want to go.
What's that smell?
This is a little secret room back here. Not a huge amount here, just this lightning crystal that we can grab, I guess. And with that, we will depart. And then we want to head back down, not that way. Back down to where we came in, which hopefully is this way. I've been wrong before. I'm not. Aha. Now there's one other... No, we're not transforming right now. One other spot to go to that has absolutely nothing. Again, you see the skeleton hanging upside down. Jump in here and just an empty room. So with that, we are done up in this little section. We're going to jump over this barrier here. Oops, jump over this barrier here. And luckily, the exit is right there. Let me just restart this. Okay. Now, I will go back to this tomb quickly, where we first went to, and show you. So that second entrance down is right here in this door. That'll bring you right down. But we also have some more kind of whatever stone walls in here with some stuff. Probably not as cool of stuff, but there's more of it now. So we'll again go back to Spark and blast these open. And take all these things. So have some Spark scrolls. We have some more of the dragon blood, which frankly, I don't use it, so we're just going to leave them. We can take you just for a minute. We'll find a use for you as soon as we can. This is kind of a fun item. I don't really use it, but it's a Dracoid dagger. It's pretty strong. It's not exceptionally strong, but it's very, very fast, and it will drain magic and I think health from enemies. So that's pretty cool. But ultimately, we'll actually just leave it behind because it is outpaced by Firestorm, unfortunately. Now in here we get some more amber, so we might as well make some more of this. For as much amber as there is there. That, like I said, we're gonna leave. Well, no, we're out of amber, so we don't need any more of this. We're fine.
Oh.
Go away. And then another fire crystal, which sure, why not? For now. Anyway, now, Actually, I guess we might as well go back down here because we do need to go to the charging station. So we'll make use of this. Stop it. Nope. Nope. Oh, well. While we're here, let's get over to the other side because, like I said earlier, there is something we want to do here as the lizard. And that is come to this tomb right here. Let's zoom out. And go up both sides of it as the lizard so that we can get some cool items. Get a couple of these ancient stones. And then on the other side, let's head back up. We get new armor, new and better armor. We'll just hold on to it for now just so we can see how much better it is as a human. And for now, since we are out of usable globes, let's go back down. In fact, why don't I just pause and I'll meet you back at the charging station. All right, so we are back and ready to charge. I actually don't remember how many more yellows we need, but you don't lose anything, so what do we get rid of? Well, I know it's better, so that'll be enough. Maybe we'll pick it back. Oh, hey, look at that. Perfect timing. We'll do this, we'll show how much better it is, and then get rid of it. Answer, not that much, apparently. I'll have to check and remember if it has better abilities or not. Maybe I made a mistake. We'll see. It's not that hard to come back if we need to. Anyway, this saves us a lot of backtracking, having all of these done at once, and if we end up having too many, that's okay. It won't be a big deal. I'll meet you back out front. All right, so we are back, and we can mark this tomb here as done since we did that. That was where the stone kind of hiding places were, and this one, which had the trapdoor that dropped us down below. So we can quickly run to the other yellows, but there isn't a lot to gain from any of them, if anything. We'll open you up. And have all these crypts here. Nope, that one apparently doesn't open. That's okay. I don't mind. There's our globe. We'll take. That guy's fine. That guy's empty. 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 Nope. Good. Good. Alright. And do you open? No, I guess not. Alright, so we'll mark you. Wonderful. This room we can't get to yet. Same with this, so we'll leave them alone. There's also a little graveyard back here. There's no real reason to go to, but we'll check it out later. I will just quickly show that there's this statue here of Belial. As best I can tell, there's no real reason to do any of this, but if you click on it or cast a spell at it, it shoots a little fireball and it makes a little chain with these other ones. I don't think that there's any utility to it. I don't think it does anything, but it's fun. I lied. We'll come to the graveyard quickly here. Hey, look, there's all these graveyards, and there's this guy coming up out of the ground. So I guess now we know where they're respawning from. Isn't that delightful? That's all there is to do here. There's nothing in any of the graves or anything like that. So now, let's see what's next. We did that one there. We did that one there. Wonderful. Okay, let's keep going. In here. By the way, I don't remember if I truly showed this, but if you click on them, they'll tell you what color they are, and then so you just feed them the globe and carry on. These ones lift up. That's fun and different. You gotta keep things fresh somehow, you know? Refill our globe. But I believe, really, that all of the rest of these are empty. I could be wrong. No, we're done transforming. Well, all of the remaining yellow chambers are empty. Mark you as done. Okay. Yeah, let's check out these guys here. So this one... Where's the entrance? Around front here. Here is a yellow. Let's go inside. Get our globe. Nothing. 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 All right. Now, if you're not starting to see why people will get frustrated with these, then good for you for having so much patience. But you should also keep in mind that this is just the kind of first stage, really, of this little fetch quest, as it were. This one's a little annoying to go through with all these pillars, but it's fine. So yeah, this is kind of just the first and easiest stage. Really what you're doing here is just getting enough of these globes in order to proceed with what you need to do next. And it is, you know, especially for games, you know, of an older age, there's always going to be complaints you have about things that aren't necessarily explained as well as they should be, or haven't been put together as well as they should be. And that's not overly surprising. I mean, it still happens today, obviously, but it's not overly surprising for the older era. But this is one of the times where I find it very frustrating in this game in particular. This one right here, we'll go check out, is requires a different color. You would think, as you're going through here, that, you know, this is where you've been told to go to and where you should be next, but ultimately you can't, you know, you can start here, but you can't accomplish anything yet without leaving and going somewhere else. Somewhere that seems like an entirely different level, and really is an entirely different level or dungeon. But that you would think, like, oh, I must be in the wrong place. I've probably gone too far ahead. And it's easily the most extensive area in this game. So finding where you need to go in there can take you a very long time, which is maybe not the... Which one did I just come out of? Which is maybe not the best way to design a game. All right, so we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4 left. Okay, let's see how many of you are yellow. Actually, I'll do that off screen, and then we'll come back. Hang on. All right, so we need 2 more yellow orbs to open doors. And actually, I will spoil things for you a little bit. We need another one after that. So we're going to make 3 total. Wonderful. Good, okay. And then I did check, because I had forgotten.
Reflective plate mail.
It's the reflective plate mail. So actually, that will actually weaken our physical defense, which I think... you know what? Let's grab this. I am pretty okay with for much of what we are going to be doing in the future, but actually, it's probably best to... Where am I? Probably best to keep this for this next area and then switch to the reflective mail afterwards. So let's bring it with us. Anyway, I'll start talking again when we get back outside. Hang on. All right, so let's continue on here. So anyway, like I was saying earlier, wait, where's the door? There it is. I think that you know, this is a situation where some further clarity, whether it was the Wild Ones telling us about, oh, if you're, not finding what you need in the cemetery, you should check out the ruins or something of that nature, would have been of significant benefit to clearing that part of the game up and making things a little bit nicer. It's not impossible by any means, but, exploration is good, but being sort of lost is not nearly as beneficial, in my opinion. I'm going to leave this right in front of this room over here. So we will come back to it later. Hopefully I remember. Probably not, but it's fine. I mean, we don't need it. our armor that we have now is perfectly good. Which one was I going to? This one. Good. I went to the right spot. It's always nice. But this is the last of our yellow doors. We can open that guy up and come inside. Oh, you know what? I forgot that this room had these in here. I don't even remember if there's anything behind them. Well, let's open them up and find out. No orb there, so there should be one over here. Wonderful. All right, let's do this. I don't know if I have any more ancient... No, let's just use all of these. Why not? I believe I said this earlier. I don't remember if you can store infinite or if you can store 9, but we have 9 right here, so let's do that. Okay, let's face up. If you can see all of them at once, it's better. These might even just move by clicking some of them. Oh. All right, then, never mind. That's why I couldn't remember these, because these ones you don't need to break open. Is there anything in any of them? It usually isn't when you just open things. Now, let's see if these two break open. Aha! Well, that didn't quite work. I'm going to take it to mean that those don't open. Anyway, that's really going to do things for us. So, that is every tomb that we're able to open. I was actually hoping to do kind of the next portion of this here in this video. I will quickly show you this over here, just because why not? We've shown everything else. This right here, we're going to come back to. We can ignore it for right now. But there is just another graveyard over here. There's no reason to open this up. The only thing it does is let even more of these kind of zombies out. So really, I'm just getting more creatures in my own way. But just to show you, you have some more gravestones here and a shovel, which you can't pick up. Anyway, I think we will end things for now. When we come back, I want to start exploring that area that I was hinting at last time that we unfortunately have to go to in order to charge one of the other colored orbs to know where to go from here. How many Mandrakers do I have? I don't want that many. Oops. Yeah, there you go.
Not quite.
So, hopefully you enjoyed our little intro to Dracoid history here. We'll end right at the exit here, and when we come back, we have some more Dracoid history to dive into. But till next time, see ya.